part of the thing that we have to do, because I think, so I'm gonna say, I thought your poem was so beautiful, the idea that we've been here before, right? And now granted, I'm not trying to listen, the 80s were horrible for us. You know, and when even when folks say, well, it was bad. No, listen, let me tell you something. I came up in Baltimore in the Bronx in the 80s. That was some bad times for us. Bad times for us. We're still feeling the implications of the 80s right now in our communities, right? But here's the thing. I think part of the education isn't so much about how are we educating this administration about our virtues and our joys and all this kind of stuff. I think part of it's also educating ourselves. I think part of it is helping people to understand our own people. That no one has to, I don't need verification, and nor do I need any type of satisfaction from somebody else. I come from the blood of Tubman.
Yes.
I come from the blood of Robeson. I come from the blood of Marshall. I come from the blood of Hughes. I don't need anyone else to tell me that I'm good or that I'm special.
Yes.
I know that in who I am, that I'm special. And I think part of what we then collectively have to do isn't even so much about how are we educating other people about us. We have to make sure that we understand ourselves, who we are, and where we've come from, and what we can deal with, and what we can do. We work with students. We work with students daily right now, and the vast majority of our students are African American, vast majority are first and family, first generation, under-resourced students, etc. And one of the first things that I will always articulate to our students is that you are where you are right now not because of someone's kindness, not because of someone's benevolence, not because of someone's social experiment. You're where you are right now because you belong there. And no one can pull that away from you. And so I think part of the process that we collectively have to go through is we have to stay vigilant. We have to stay on each and every policy, each and every message, each and every subliminal message that's sent out. But what we also do is in our own communities is make sure that everybody understands the power that we inherently have and that we don't have to sit there and just be a witness to history over the next 4 years and hope that it's okay. That our history shows us that we are much more powerful than that, nor any administration, nor any man that sits in any chair. We have to first internally understand that. And frankly, me spending time trying to educate whoever else about it, that's just not as good a use of my time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I frankly don't care what they think.
Can I just add, that is absolutely 1,000% true. And just in terms of operationalizing that, how we do that, I would love to see us as a community utilize our institutions much more strategically to be able to provide that education about our history to our own children. Let's just get real about it. They will not get it in the curriculums at school, right? So like other cultures, why not develop a series, and this has been done before, we have a history of doing this in the past, of Saturday academies, where our children can come together, get instruction specifically on their history so they know who the Paul Robesons are, so they know who the Harriet Tubmans are, and they know from whence they come. They need that. I've done a lot of research over the years that shows that those students who have a strong grounding in their own history and in their own culture, they not only have a better sense of self, they also do better academically because they don't believe the hype that they don't belong. They know they belong. So we have to take on more responsibility. When we're tithing in those churches every Sunday, we need to say, what are you giving back to the community? To make sure that you are planting in our children seeds that are going to grow up and fight for us in the future.
And let's go back to John.
Very quick, very
go ahead,
short.
yes,
and I'll
John.
give you guys a few very easy strategies for yourselves over the next few years. Number one, and this is borrowed from Evan McMullen, who ran as a third-party candidate, a conservative, and he has a very good idea about some of the things that all of us should do, whatever your walk of life, racial background, political persuasion. Number one, listen to Khizr Khan, the Gold Star dad. Familiarize yourself with the Constitution. It doesn't take long. Read the Bill of Rights. Skim through what are those the amendments to the Constitution. So know your rights. Okay? Get real familiar with the Bill of Rights. That's number one. Number two, test everything you hear the administration doing against the Bill of Rights. If it is a violation of the Bill of Rights, then you need to get loud about it.
Yeah.
Whether you protest about it, whether you call your congressman, whether you call your senator, whether you make noise on social media, right? So that's the second thing. Know the Bill of Rights, test everything you hear over the next 4 years against the Bill of Rights, because we do still have those fundamental rights no matter who the president is, right? And no matter how imperfect the founding of this country, those Bill of Rights apply to us all. The third thing is use your social media, right? Your social networks. Our social networks in the past used to be our churches. For a lot of people, it still is your church. Our social networks can be our groups of friends and family. And our social networks can be social media. How many people use Facebook here? Right? Especially our seasoned folks still use Facebook. Our moms and grandmas and everybody still use Facebook, right? Younger people using Snapchat, whatever, Twitter. Use your social networks wisely. Find good news sources that are credible. Do not share fake news and rumors in your social media, whether it's face-to-face, at church, or on your social media streams.
Look at the source. Look at the
source and make sure that it's a couple of different sources. Yes. You know that if you hear it on AP, Reuters, NBC News, CBS News, at least it has a chance, but even then, double check it. I'm serious, because the media is sometimes picking up. The New York Times reprinted Clinton Cash, which is a made-up book of conspiracy theories about Hillary Clinton. It made it into the New York Times. So double check the sources of news. Only share credible information. The most powerful information sharing medium right now is Facebook. It is the most powerful information sharing medium. Where do people get what they put on Facebook? Traditional media, blogs, or fake news. Share only sound, credible information in all of your various social networks. If you just do those things, then I think that we'll be fine.